Crazy, yeah.
There's like promoting flat Earth.
Flat water, not flat. Put a level on top of it. It's like we're on a big pancake, yeah.
Don't forget to flip it.
And this is a broadcast. This on the biggest lie. Earth was a big ball, right? Yes. Van Allen's belt is actually the iron roof.
People sit there and say that Earth is flat because they want to challenge the government to prove to them by sending a
ban from Antarctica because of circumnavigates the whole fucking globe.
I think that the science books did not lie to us, so that's my opinion.
Yeah. There's some truth. There's truth and truth. You know,
I think there's a lot of science and a lot of money and a lot of truth. And some guy with a fucking $3 paper cup is millions and millions of
you'll get a guy that's like, nah, I'm not writing what you want to write, so you'll put it in a code. And for them clever people, they'll understand the code. You know, to put me back here for me understanding that code. I said it to them in Penny One. I says, why is the Earth all showing flat Earth? And they put me back here. They actually didn't put me back here. They
put me
down from credit fucking reading down to fucking foundation reading, you know? Just because I comment on a fucking book. Earth has never been
depicted as being flat. Like, I mean, unless you're talking hundreds of years ago during the, like, frickin'...
But it was vertical. It was definitely vertical. It was definitely vertical. You know, all the mounds and all that, but you know, I'm at a place called Vertical, and that was fucking Earth. You know what I mean? Australians weren't upside down. They were standing as vertical as me and you were. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to straight. It's the Australians and the New Zealanders are standing.
I don't know, man.
Just
There's nothing you can tell me about Earth being round that I don't already know. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. We'll be right back to the garage.
I got my diploma. I graduated high school.
Yeah.
I think I can say well enough I know what a globe is.
I think we live in a big giant pancake. Roger Spore, Roger Spore, he thinks it's the fucking flesh of dead meat. Roger Spore,
you actually legitimately think we live on a flying frisbee?
No, it's a hunk of dead flesh. That's what Robert Spur reckons.
Well, I don't care if you call it a frisbee or a pancake. You're telling me that you believe the Earth is flat.
Well, they put the plane and they added T at the end. The
planet. You're telling me that the planet, has a beginning and an end, and it is the same elevation on both sides. It's completely flat, and you can just walk right off the end of it. Is what you believe?
No, you don't. You can't walk off the end of it because there's no boundary. There's a boundary.
Well, what does it just go on for? There's a boundary. Who built it? Who put it there? What kind of boundary? What physics caused this boundary to exist there?
Why do you think go to a certain area every time they're anointed as world leaders in their political system? They have to go
for
to the higher
common sense
hierarchy.
reasons, man. Not because the Earth is flat.
No, it's not just because
why? Because I mean, if you have somebody that is valuable and you don't want them to get killed, you move them somewhere remote where there's nobody around to fucking kill them. That's why. That's pretty much it, man. There's
we
really
knew Hitler was in Argentina, so he wasn't.
Hitler was all over the frickin' place, actually.
Yeah, actually he was. Yeah, he's probably in
and that's
America
probably
too.
a really good military tactic, is to keep moving and not to have stayed in one place too long, because you know eventually your position will get out.
Yeah, exactly.
One way or another.
You know.
So yeah, I mean, as far as important leaders going to hide places, it has nothing to do with location, geology-wise. It's just the fact that they're remote locations and they're away from things.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I don't know. You want to talk to me about conspiracies, man, just talk about fucking, like, Area 51, because, I mean, that's something that is actually a debate that is not scientifically proven to be one way or another. I mean, you can sit there until you're blue in the face, and you're never gonna convince me that the Earth is a pancake.
Well, I'm not gonna say it's a pancake and such as what a pancake looks like, no.
Down to the size of the palm of your hand, you could put it in the palm of your hand like it's a goddamn baseball. That's the shape of it. There's no other way to comprehend it.
Well, I don't believe for one the size, because
well, I mean, if you ever actually understood the physics of the universe and practiced the physics of the universe, you would know why.
If you understand the sun, and then you see a cloud going under the sun, and then the rays of the sun going in different locations.
Dude, you're seeing things, man. You're just looking at life with your bare eyes and expecting to be Einstein.
You know,
you're not Einstein just by looking at the world with your plain eyes.
I'm not saying what Einstein is, and I know.
Well, tell me numbers, tell me measurements, tell me chemicals. What kind of cloud is it? What's the fucking mass of it? Like, dude, there's so much more science in the world than just what your eyes see. Like, you can't just open your eyes and say, well, I don't know, the Earth looks flat to me. Well, there's more to it than what it just looks like to you.
With the weather since fucking 19 fucking whatever.
How do you know your head's not just fucking with you and making you think that the Earth is flat? If it's so easy for anybody else to fuck with you to make you think that the Earth is round.
Well, everyone thinks everyone went to the moon. So everyone believes that the world is fucking a ball.
You know? Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't believe that they even went to the moon, so...
They just throw it in their face, zombies, we are the
zombies. I believe they went to the moon because there's a lot of evidence to suggest that they went to the moon.
So why didn't they keep going? That's
the fact that they take rocks from the damn moon and bring it back to Earth, and they're not from Earth, that makes it that they went to the moon. There's no way that they brought those rocks back without going there.
Right.
Explain that. Okay, explain it, dude. How did they get the moon rocks back to Earth?
Alchemy.
Alchemy,
yes. They studied the Philosopher's Stone.
Well, I can tell you that there's a lot. If you knew anything about chemicals, you would know that there's a lot of chemicals in those rocks that happen because it's in dead space and it's not in an atmosphere.
Exactly.
I mean, it would be extremely hard to recreate a moon rock.
Because if it was dead space, then you would have no stars lighting up the night sky. But the Earth isn't part of indeed dead space. Well, is it in dead space?
Well, the universe itself is not the fucking Earth. Like, the universe and the Earth are two different things. Alright, Earth is round, it's not flat, and it doesn't go on for infinity, but the universe, in fact, is flat and does go on for infinity.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that Earth is flat because it's inside the universe, and it couldn't possibly be round because the universe is flat.
We're not gonna go
there's shapes that exist within the universe. It's just there really is no orientation in empty space. It's just there. You're just there. It's like drawing. It's like taking a pencil and drawing a line on a piece of paper. That's about what it is.
But anyway, that's not. I don't like discussing this shit because there's so much shit about this theories and that and this and that. You know.
Well, I get worked up on it, dude, because I'm defensive about my knowledge that I have acquired.
I'm wanting the truths told, we've told that are in plain sight.
Imagine what would happen
on the Earth itself, like the Grand Canyon and all that, and they make out, it's because of this
imagine if somebody
and all that, but then you get this expert that's he first studied the atometry, and then he studied other things, decaying and all that, and then he proved.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are still unknown, and it's not to discourage anybody from thinking that they might figure something out that was earlier thought impossible.
And it said it was in the Bible that there was men at 15 foot, and then there was men that were
but the Bible
200 and a half miles tall, you know? Like Mount Rushmore, even Lincoln talked about the
super
giants.
Religious?
I'm not super
I don't
religious,
want to offend you.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
The Bible's
I'm not religious at all.
Bullshit, dude. It's a story about how you should live your life because people are generally too stupid to decide how to do it themselves.
Correct.
They pretty much have to make a little storybook for you to teach you how you're rewarded for acting nice to people. Because acting nice to people just makes the world move along a little bit better, you know, than acting like a shithead. And that's why they made this stupid little storybook, you know, and to stop people from doing nasty things because they might be scared of going to hell or something, you know.
And the hydro
if you want to get into some shady shit, dude, you start looking into
Are they not fucking up the ley lines and all that? These big fucking hadron colliders and their particle smashers.
We can't really suggest science fiction is gonna just
they are
happen.
built on the ley lines, on joint ley lines. These hadron colliders, even the one at the Manhattan
Project. But it does, just because something's complicated doesn't mean it's gonna defy gravity.
You know? No, but it may change the spirit of man, like people going fucking crazy and nuts and all that. Like, you know.
That has a beginning, dude. It all started with the fucking Knights Templar, the Illuminati, the All-Seeing Eye. All that shit, dude, happened thousands of years ago, and ever since it happened, it's been in control of the world and how people think and how people act and how the world just works in general the way it does today is all thanks to something that happened a couple thousand years ago. The fucking Knights Templar. People think that it even goes back hundreds of thousands of years, dude. That's how crazy the conspiracies
The Knights Templar never got killed in 1307 or whatever it was.
Knights Templar turned into the Illuminati, essentially, and the Freemasons.
And the Freemasons, you can see it with their aprons.
You ever look at the Freemason symbol and then look at the Facebook symbol?
Yeah,
and what does Facebook do? It controls everybody's life.
It's actually body parts as well. Study anatomy, and you'll actually figure out what the main symbol of the Freemasonry is. And see where
just look at the symbolism of it.
The holiest, and that's where the apron covers. But that's the symbolism. It's the shape of the bones. And that's the shape of the bones. Where they put the apron.
What I'm trying to say is just the symbolism and how they use it. Like I said,
the phalanx,
and then the faraway land in the movie Shrek.
Yeah.
The faraway land in the movie Shrek. It had the same exact Freemason symbol. You know,
I never watched
so it's like
myself.
So Disney is probably part of it, brainwashing people.
Facebook
is probably part of it, brainwashing people.
Walt Disney was a 34 plus. Mercenary, and he was a part of it all. He was, definitely, he was a part of it. And his family will continue that tradition, and the rest of the families.
I believe.
But you get the three main families that control it, and that's the Vatican, London, and New York.
Yeah, the Vatican. Seriously. You know they.
But the Queen, I think she's the high priestess.
You know, it's funny, don't you think that if somebody just didn't like the fucking shit that goes through the Vatican, don't you think they would just walk in there and fucking stomp all over the thing? I mean, it would be pretty easy to do, I'm sure.
But
you know, like Russia. If Russia wanted to, Russia or China,
I know it's
they could just crush that thing. But you know, they don't do it, and I've heard that they don't do it because in the Vatican they actually hold the fucking
Earth's natural frequency was meant to be
a stable
332,
form of freaking antimatter, and if somebody were to attack the Vatican and destabilize this form of antimatter, it would react with the matter around it and cause an explosion second to the Big Bang, pretty much.
And that's why you're getting
like it would just
craters.
completely turn everything around us into dust.
And we go back to the Stone Ages, pretty much.
No, you don't go back to anything. You're dust, dude. The Earth is gone.
That's why we have these big craters to this day, and they say they were done by these big fucking
there wouldn't be a crater. There wouldn't be anything left for a crater to be into. There wouldn't be a fucking globe.
How did some pyramids survive then? From the last crater explosions.
They know what matter does when it reacts with antimatter. This is where science happens. Listen, this is where science happens. They already know what happens when they take matter and antimatter and they put it together. When they create a stabilized form of antimatter, they don't just go out and test it, because you can't. I mean, it's essentially like being at the center of a nuclear bomb.
They talk through YouTube. Technically,
but it would annihilate the entire freaking solar system, pretty much. It's the most volatile reaction that is possible in the universe, is when matter and antimatter reacts. That's what caused the universe to exist.
Yeah,
was a specific balance of
yin and yang
ingredients.
Yin and yang. The Chinese call it yin and yang.
Every possible combination of ingredients for infinity until our universe just happened to support what it supports, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is the going theory.
Neutrons and protons and fucking all that.
Oh yeah, so you could have universes that last for, you know, a split second, or even smaller than a fraction of a second, and then you could have universes that maybe never had enough of a mixture to combust, you know, they never actually even started. And then you have universes that you know, their physics are just something we couldn't even comprehend, and you couldn't even actually exist within it until our universe just had all the right ingredients to be what it is. I guess is the most scientific explanation we have for life, but I mean, it always just leads into more questions, you know? What created all the space for all these universes?
Yeah.
You know, I think that eventually we find ourselves in a paradox, in that we pretty much essentially create our own lives, and that nothing actually really exists.
But there's different do you think there's different paradoxes with different time scales in them? Like string theory in a sense. That would be string theory then, wouldn't it?
We're literally in a universe alone, surrounded by the remnants of
I believe there's
certain formula. So everything around us is what is left.
And what's left, they're saying is alien,
No, just listen to me. Let me fucking finish what I'm fucking saying, god damn it. Fucking hell.
Sorry, JD, on you go.
So, what I'm saying is everything around us in our universe, I mean, it's just cold, dead space. We're alone, we really are at the center of the universe, technically, because everywhere is at the center of the universe.
Yeah, I've heard
For example, you can observe all the stars around us moving away from us, and then if you go to the next star over, you would think that some of those stars are moving away from you slower because they're moving away from the other star. You know, so it's going to be moving away if that's your neighbor star and everything's moving away from that, it should be moving away from you at a different angle, but it's not. It's always the same angle no matter where you are. So what I'm thinking is that our existence around us is essentially what's left over from a chemical formula that actually created our universe. And all these variables happened to line up to support everything. So maybe the excess stuff left over isn't a good thing, but it happened to turn out to be a good thing because life needed it. We need these giant floating rocks in the sky to live on and survive on.
And energy.
But I believe that the universe might actually be empty, and if you could actually travel to another instance of another species reality, I think it would
They found places in India and another place, I think it may have been Tibet, but there was two locations, one in Russia, right, not the Chernobyl disaster, but there was two locations, maybe near Turkey it was actually, that they found these two locations there, and there was nuclear blasts running, like, you know, the leftovers of what a nuclear blast would have been, and they're like, God, this is from the not the Krishna records, the stories of Shiva going to war with another city and that, and they reckon it could have been true, that we could have been in the golden craft, because we use gold in this day and age for our space vehicles. And gold's glaring in the sunlight in the sky is going to shine brighter, isn't it? Because the sun is shining off it. Especially if you keep your aero flight all clean and that, because it flies better, I'm sure as you're aware of, because you seem to be highly intelligent enough to know. Simple shit like that. Anyone would know.
I mean, it's a really touchy area when you start comparing modern to the way that they tried figuring things out thousands of years ago. It is science, if you want to call it that, but a very primitive form of science. So the kind of ways that they have of understanding it and explaining it seem pretty like they pretty much seem fictional, like everything has to do with gods and this and that and all this magical stuff, but really that's because life felt magical to them, you know, and they didn't have the science.
You got cut off just as you said.
Describing gravity as a big fucking giant angry dude.
You got cut off just as you said. They didn't have the science, and then you got cut off.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't have the fucking science, man. They didn't have the understanding that we have. So when they were, you know, trying to figure stuff out like gravity, they would explain it using, you know, stupid shit, like made up people that have superpowers and, you know, all this other stuff, you know.
In this day and age, it would probably,
like we understand how the weather works, but a couple thousand years ago, you know, they thought that, you know, some god got angry and started throwing lightning bolts down at the fucking planet.
Yeah, it's like, well,
you know, they could have really maybe been working on a science, but they just didn't really think about it the same way that we do. So maybe their gods had some correlation with the sciences that we understand. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really read into things too much, like take them too literal, because, I mean, you really don't know what kind of context things were created in when they're fucking ancient.
Yeah.
Unlocking target. Right hit. Enemies got us in their sights.
I mean, the Greek, they, I believe they had quite a good understanding and even maybe slightly more than what we have now of certain things. The what's and the whys, probably, but I mean, we still have just science to prove everything.
Ready to fire. We've got a lock.
I don't know. I don't think things can just go and happen and be all wild and crazy and mythological, because, you know, it's like, imagine somebody makes a perpetual motion device that would turn the world and freaking on its head.
Chinese mediums hit me out from afar. Little fucking sniper. I'd rather a bottle like her, but some of these guys just want to play fucking hide and seek. Looks like there's a wipeout there. Fellas. You've got a whole load coming along here, like. All mediums, like, you got the heavies on that one side, and then you got all the mediums on the other side. Plus the light tank now backing up. It's coming up. He's actually driving right past you. I'm looking. I'll give it another 30 seconds, and they could be in your fire range. Turn around and get ready for it.
I think so.
You didn't get ready for it to try and get a shot in.
No, I'm gonna
Move forward, and still
back.
continue to be of service, I suppose.
I would hope so. I don't really think they need me anymore. I think probably just gonna try to guard the base.
Yeah, you get that light tank to spot the map for this artillery. Light tank, you see what they're doing. You can also see what they're doing. What they deciding?
Oh fuck! I expected that to get there a lot quicker. Yeah, I mean, the only thing is I need spots on the base to shoot at the base. Well,
is anyone gonna do some spots? Go on, anyone? Heavy, light gun.
And I gotta be in a spot where I can hit the base too, also helps. Should be able to get this dude here in about 5 minutes when this thing aims in. Fucking elevation, man. It's like fucking this shit.
So you have to empty shots after for it to zoom back in.
If I can at least hit that freaking Mark II. He's gonna hide like a little bitch. I'll just back up a little bit more. Bastard. Well, there's his little fucking shit shack. Fucking demolished. If I can find another building to hide behind now, bitch. And of course, we're getting bombarded, and I can't do anything about that. Or anything, really. I have a feeling that they're all coming for me. Run away! Ow! Right in the arse. ball sack. Fuck. Oh, fucking discussions, man. God damn. Get me all fucking... I'm going.
See if I can get a decent battle with this game. Probably won't. Dragon of 7, bud. I'm ready.
Alright, we've got enemies in the area. We either have to take them all out or capture their base. Let's roll!
Look, which side of the map are they on? This side. They didn't like to go to.
That's fine, right? My way to set up. Where the danger points are going to be.
We've been detected. Ready to fire on target. I see one of them. They spotted us.
Oh, look at all those heavies right there.
We're immobilized.
Artie, are you looking over here? I hope so.
Got him in our sight.
We need some firepower, bud.
The track is...
I'm dead. No wonder, all that guns pointing on me. Yeah, the main column is coming down here, like, and then you got the decoy here.
Somebody help me. Help me, help me.
Please, somebody help me. Well, my crew scampered off to the garage, so I'm off.
Fuck.
Harper, knock it off.
No.
We've got enemies incoming. Either take them out or capture their base. Let's go.
It just kept cracking me up. It's like, wow. Holy shit, they're splitting.
Y'all might actually win.
Except for, you know, the one that's going to go down the river and get the artists. Other than that, we're looking good. I got a TD right here that might be able to spot you first. And a light that's just kind of chilling. Don't get rolled on over here, though, that's for sure.
You want me to roll on here?
Me, no missed him. All that fake ass news he had going on with the same news. Showing him in like waist deep water he was. There you go. Took his ammo rack. Get him. Get that defender. There you go. Good shot. I see him. I got more important things to worry about up here, covering my guys.
Oh man.
This guy.
Oh, fucking move. We're about to get rolled through on the 8 line.
We've been detected.
Time to move.
Target locked. Looks like that one went straight through. They just hit our main gun. It's been damaged. Main gun's back up, but it's not working too well.
It's gonna go the opposite way. The opposite way. Oh, he just got popped.
The light can't survive.
Good shot, Joe.
Yeah, I'm up
Good
here
shot.
watching over you guys. Don't go too far from that hole.
Locked on.
Nah, we'll stay right here.
There's a guy coming up behind you on the
They've
right.
spotted us.
There's a heavy.
I see that
Capturing the
heavy.
enemy base. We
Whoa, one hit shot.
I just took that little AMX out.
Well, he took me out, so cheers.
Ooh, got that light tank. Heavy's almost gone.
You'll need to cap that base. You're about to lose 2 more Arties and another TD.
Shit, it bounced.
Rest of their teams on the other side of the map.
Yeah, take the base. Is it on our base?
Damn it, already got me. I was trying to save you guys. I got 4 kills over there.
That light tank needs to make a hit on someone in the base.
Just shotgun that heavy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because the time's not
He
looking
did.
good
He got a
there.
small tag on me, but I got 20 seconds to reload.
They've got 10 seconds and they've won the game, unless light tank can pull off a few shots, stop their time.
He likes pushing you back.
Thank you, man.
Light tank, turn around and do some hits on the
Don't get
on
killed,
the
like, don't
base.
get killed. They can still shoot you. Wait.
No, we
Oh,
won.
dude,
All
what?
right.
Fuck yeah.
I thought it was the other way around. It's confusing me. Yeah. Right. So it's the opposite way around from the fucking. Right, I got it now. Good game.
Yeah, that's a good match. Number 2? I think that's... No, that ain't the light. That was the light.
Yeah.
I placed number 1 in damage.
You would have been 4,000.
What do you mean? With the times 2?
No, never mind. That's only silver experience.
Yeah.